Hey team, it's been a while since I ran the shift show. I'm trying to remember where I was last Thursday, but I was in the middle of something. And then this Thursday, I was flying back from Puerto Rico with my family. I'm seeing now that I've just gone live, so let's do over. It's kind of my day. Second time where I've started a video and started talking even before it was live. Okay. So, this is the shift show in which we shift one small thing. And today we're going to talk about shifting how you feel about yourself, which isn't a small thing, it's a really big thing, but we're going to try to make it teeny tiny. And the reason we're going to do that is because one of the big topics that's coming up now in one of my groups is ADHD and motivation. And why can't we get motivated? Why do we struggle so much to motivate, to start new habits, etc.? And it has to do with our wiring. But before I even go there, I want to say I stepped away in Puerto Rico with my family for 5 glorious days. We did not take laptops. We often do. We chose to take this vacation mostly unplugged. And I'm going to say mostly because when you run your own business, it's really hard to be completely 100% away. And next week, I am being interviewed for 2 different events. One is the ADHD Toolbox, which I really want you to join me for. The other, and I also want you to join me for this too, is a live video with Carlin, um, a dear friend of mine and colleague who is going to have me discussing clutter in your office. In ADHD Toolbox, I'm going to be interviewed by Bob Dietrich, and my topic is motivation, ADHD, and building habits. So, what happens? How do you build a habit when you have ADHD and you don't have any motivation? So, this whole month in Shift Show, I'm going to be talking a lot more about habits, but I want to first start with where you're at in your mindset. Because if you don't feel worthy, if you feel you're broken, if you feel you're stupid, lazy, crazy, any of these other things, and you've got a uniquely wired brain, you need to know, and even if you don't have a uniquely wired brain, you need to know that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. It's International Women's Day. I thought this was a great time to talk about this topic because we, especially we women, although I hear more and more men doing it, really beat up ourselves. We should on ourselves. We think that we're not good enough. But you are good enough the way you are right now. If you believe in God, this is how God made you. And you're here for a purpose on this planet. And even if you don't believe in God, this is how you were made. This is how you were born. You were meant to be here in this time on this earth doing amazing things, whatever that amazing thing might look like. Um, so please, somehow, you got to start taking those negative tapes that are saying you're broken or these other mean, ugly, nasty things and respond to them. So, this is the shift for today's shift show. When you hear yourself say something like, I'll give you an example that I had to learn how to shift. I'm so stupid. No, you're not so stupid. My God, I'm well educated, highly bright. I have ADHD. That doesn't mean I'm stupid. So what I had to do was when I heard that little wah 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 peanuts voice in the background that could have come from whoever in your life was saying these negative things when you were a little kid. And I would say, I'm not stupid. I'm having a moment of forgetfulness. I'm struggling with this right now. I'm having a challenge. Whatever it was. But you'll hear that that's not, those are statements that are about the situation, the problem, the action, the challenge, whatever it is. They're not about saying something's fundamentally wrong with me. Because there's nothing fundamentally wrong with me. I mean, can I tell you how many times I lose my keys? That doesn't make me stupid. That just makes me someone who has ADHD who has to remember to put the damn keys in the specific key spot, okay? And 99% of the time, I'm really good about that. And 1% of the time, I just flat out fail. I was really beating myself up on the plane coming home yesterday. Similar concept. I am the person who goes through a condo, hotel, whatever, twice and finds other people's things and my things, and they all get packed and everything gets to come home. Yesterday, as we were packing up, the last thing I did was unplug my phone and unplug whatever else was charged in. And I very carefully wrapped the charging cords around my hands so that they would fit neatly in my, I don't have it right here. Darn it, I was going to show you. I have a little special carrying case for all this stuff. And then in the back pocket, I put my AirPods and I put the charging block thing that you actually plug into the socket for electricity. That little charging block thing is still in the condo. And I really gave myself a hard time yesterday. I was really mad because I am so good about making sure that I have everything. But when I got home and I unpacked, I don't have it. So I can tell you where it is. It's in the condo. It's in the socket to the right of the kitchen sink. Good times. So I'm going to need to muster up the motivation and the wherewithal to contact the guy who rents the house out and ask him, would he mind shipping it to me? Probably not going to ask him because I kind of feel bad. Does he really need to have the stress of shipping something back to me? We'll see. I haven't decided yet. But I have systems and structures in place, right? And even sometimes, at my best, those systems and structures can sometimes fail, right? They can sometimes fail us. Technology falls down. We fall down. Maybe I got distracted. Maybe I was grabbing a bottle of water. I don't know what happened. But somehow I left that charger block behind. And they're not cheap. So it kind of bums me out. Now, you can hear me talking about it now, and I'm kind of laughing about it. But my initial reaction was really that reaction, you're so stupid. How could you leave that behind? You're always so careful. What's wrong with you? You're broken, right? And if I let that wah, 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 wah voice drive the bus, I'm going to drive myself freaking nuts, right? So I needed to say to it, hey, you got distracted. Something came up. You're busy. You were trying to get out the door, whatever it was. I mean, we weren't in a rush. I'm not entirely sure what happened in that moment, but it doesn't matter. Because in the scheme of things, it's really not the end of the world. I didn't leave my child behind in Puerto Rico. She's safely with us. I didn't lose my husband's cell phone. I didn't, the world's not going to end. Nothing terrible is going to happen because I left the charger block behind. It's just annoying because now I need to squeeze in and go get a charger block today at the Apple store or somewhere because we leave tomorrow morning to go to State College. Did I mention there's just a lot of stuff going on? And that could be why I was distracted too, because we can get overwhelmed when we have too much going on in our brains. And there's a lot going on in our brains right now. I am heading out tomorrow to State College to take my daughter back to college. My husband is staying home. He's got even more on his plate than I do. And I don't want him to have to deal with one more thing. I'm sure he would love to come out to State College with us. I have no doubt. However, if he did on Sunday, I would put him to massive work because on Sunday, I'm going to be packing up the condo and putting all the kitchen stuff away and everything else because the condo we purchased out there for our daughter to live in eventually is about to get renovated. And there's a whole lot that needs to get done around the renovation on Monday and Tuesday. And there's a whole lot of work already scheduled because, of course, I've been away. So this whole timing thing hasn't been great. I went to Florida. I came home for a few days. I packed my bag. Went to Puerto Rico for spring break, which was awesome and really relaxing and great. And I'm so glad I went. I even have a little tiny bit of tan. And having to add this State College trip right after is just brutal. But it needs to get done. Not as much to actually get Callie out to college because I could put her on a bus Sunday, but that the timing works really fortuitously for being able to meet with the contractor and get some of these last loose ends tied up. And the fact is my calendar for the next month is just that busy. It doesn't really matter when I go. The cool thing is, because I work for myself, because I run a laptop business, I can work from anywhere. So that's a great blessing. And I will make it work. I mean, I did the Fenwick house and I managed it. So I can manage this too. We can do hard things. Um, okay, so your hard thing. Guess I'm wrapping this up because I have a doctor's appointment with the vestibular therapist. Vestibular therapist helps you manage dizziness. So that's why I'm going to a vestibular therapist. Um, because I've been dealing with a lot of dizziness. I've pinched something between C1 and C2 in my neck. Uh, the one thing you're going to shift, brain fart, is to stop shutting in yourself, which, by the way, is kind of hard to do. So, really, what you're doing is when you hear the want, want, want voice, you're going to talk back to it. You may look a little freaking crazy if you talk out loud, but you may need to talk out loud to really hear yourself initially. So, especially if you're at home, no one's around, when you hear something say, I'm so stupid, you're going to tell it, I'm having a challenging day. I'm not usually struggling this month. This isn't my finest moment, but I usually function in life just fine, right? So you're going to take the negative thing and you're going to offset it with a positive thing because it's really hard to stop this voice. This voice comes back. Its voice is really strong. Okay, the last thing that I didn't say, ADHDers, children with ADHD hear 20,000 more negative messages by the age of 12 than their peers who do not have ADHD. This is really important. 20,000 messages is a ton. And if you add up all those messages plus all the ones you've gotten since you were 12, that is a lot of negative voices going in the back of the head. But you are a grown ass adult and you can tell that voice, no, you're wrong. I'm not stupid. I'm not lazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not broken. I am a capable adult who had a difficult moment or a challenging moment or who could use a little extra support right now. Hey, let's hear it for support, right? Here's two forms of support. One, my Get More Done accountability group. We are growing this group. This is just like so juicy and amazing. We are creating monthly content in our private Facebook group just for members. This month's topic, ironically, is similar but way more in depth to this idea of motivation, ADHD, and building new habits, right? So you're building this new habit in the Shift Show. Each week we're shifting something. That's a new habit, right? So we're actually following along in the group. One of the new habits I'm building, which is to use the Calm app every morning so that I can get some meditation time in. I have been blown away by Doug Levy, my dear friend and business colleague, who has over a 500-day streak on the Calm app. God bless him. Maybe he's not neurodivergent. I really don't know. But Doug, you rock because there's no way in hell. Well, I just shouldn't say that. You know what? There I go with the negative voice, right? I'm striving for 500 days unbroken streak on the Calm app. I broke my streak this morning. We're going to talk about what it means to hold streaks. Having a streak and staying with it is a way to build an habit, build an app, also to build a habit. So that's the first thing. Get More Done accountability group. It's $97 a month. We have 4 productivity power hours each week. That is a time where you can sit and work together with another person, co-working, also known as body doubling. It's fantastic. My clients love it. They get so much value out of it. They get things done, which is why this is called the Get More Done accountability group. And you're held accountable to me and to the people in the group, which is awesome, right? Extrinsic accountability, beautiful thing. Also can help you build habits. Sneaking this stuff in. There are 2 calls a month. One is a group called Q&A, Open Office Hours. Not many people show up for it. We're still a really new group and we're building. And so you might get me for a whole hour for like free coaching. Ask my clients. They're like, bonus, I got you the whole time. The second call is, and that's the second Tuesday in the month. 4th Tuesday in the month is our planning session for the coming month. So like at the end of February, we all met and we planned for March. So we know exactly what we're all going to be doing, our 3 goals that we're setting for the month. One of them for me was creating this new topic, and having these monthly themes in the group. So this month's theme is all about building habits, why we struggle with motivation as ADHDers, what are some other strategies we can use to help us actually get things done, even when we don't have any motivation, right? So that was the first thing that can help you. The second is the ADHD toolbox. I will be speaking on this exact topic. I'm kind of a thing this month. So that's, by the way, a way to make life easier for yourself is like to streamline a topic. Keep one topic all month and just talk about that. A lot easier for content building. So I'm going to be speaking on the topic of why motivation doesn't work for ADHDers to get things done and how to build habits, and then what are some other strategies. Okay, so that's going to happen for the ADHD toolbox. I'm being interviewed by Bob Dietrich. That event is occurring March 18th and 19th. I don't remember the days of the week, but you can look at March 18th and 19th. I will pop the link in for signing up for the ADHD toolbox. Hang tight, I'll do it right after this video. And then I'll also put a link for the Get More Done accountability group. Okay, everybody, have an amazing day. Shift that shitty, nasty voice in your head. Start telling it off. All right, everybody. See you soon.